The false alien invasion may still happen. Maximum alert. Galactic Federation. Dear awakened beings, we speak to you at a decisive moment for your planet. Great changes are happening right now. The dark forces are losing control over Earth's destiny. In recent times, many beings from other worlds who led the Dark Cabal have surrendered and left. This happened after some important cosmic agreements. What remains of the Cabal hierarchy is now mainly made up of humans. Without their former masters, these dark figures are desperate. The rising tide of divine light on Earth is dismantling all their plans. In utter desperation, the Cabal is considering one last great illusion to regain control. An elaborate fake alien invasion using very advanced holographic technology. This hoax you know as Project Bluebeam. We tell you now that this plan will also fail before it even truly begins. The collective awakening that you, starseeds and lightworkers have created is too strong to be deceived. Even if they attempt this final act, it will go wrong almost immediately. It will only hasten their downfall. The Earth Alliance, the white hats among you, and we of the Galactic Federation have prepared many countermeasures to neutralize these theatrics. We ask that you stay centered in your hearts during these times. Stand firm in your light. It is also important to extend forgiveness and compassion to those who still cling to the Cabal's agenda. Many are lost and afraid. Your loving consciousness is more powerful than any deception. Your compassion opens the way for all souls to return to the light. This is very important. We also ask you to actively dream of the vision of the new Earth. At least once a day, enter into silent meditation. Ask your higher self to reveal the prosperous timeline of the new Earth. Allow images and feelings of this beautiful future to arise in your mind without forcing them. You may see crystal clear skies over peaceful communities, advanced cities filled with greenery and light, or new technologies that work in harmony with nature. You may notice that life is simpler and more joyful. You may even realize that the population is smaller and more spiritually connected. Only those who are truly aligned with love remain present in this higher vibration. Whatever you see, let it flow naturally. Feel the warmth of unity and the immense love that permeates this new earthly reality. Take these visions and anchor them in your heart space. Fill your entire being with the loving light energy they carry. By doing this every day, you actively strengthen this timeline. You transmit its frequency into the collective field. You become a living bridge to the future we are co-creating. The light of your heart, united with countless others doing the same thing, forms an energetic foundation that no illusion can bring down. Many of you have heard about a cosmic event that is coming. It is often called the solar pulse or the great event. We will not delve into this topic in this message, but we confirm that you are guided to prepare in the way your souls direct you. Stay focused on love and growth. In the meantime, know that the Earth Alliance, working with us, is already actively dismantling the Cabal's ability to carry out their hoax. Over the last decade, many of their advanced holographic devices have been neutralized. Clandestine satellites and underground bases as well. They simply no longer have the global reach for a fake alien invasion that they once imagined. A worldwide fear spectacle is virtually impossible for them now. Yes, they may still attempt a smaller scale illusion out of desperation, but it would be full of flaws and quickly uncovered. Remain vigilant and discerning, but rest assured that the Cabal's power to impose its will has been greatly reduced. These are truly the final acts of a failed agenda. There is a growing consensus in the interstellar councils. The Cabal's last resort will depend on psychological spectacle rather than any real power. Deprived of much of their true power, the controllers want to use illusion and theater to maintain their dwindling influence. In their secret planning, they have created a script for a scenario designed to frighten and intimidate the world's population. They want obedience to a new single world authority. According to our information, the plot they have devised would begin with dazzling fake celestial events. Perhaps fleets of ghost spaceships appearing in the sky, projected by orbital holographic platforms and high-altitude drones disguised with adaptive camouflage. These artificial appearances will be made to look huge and intimidating, hovering over large cities or strategic locations. The media network, still under the influence of the Cabal, would then amplify the spectacle with fear-filled coverage. The second act of this drama would involve manufactured crises to simulate an extraterrestrial attack. Cyber disruptions orchestrated to cause communications blackouts. Perhaps the use of secret energy weapons to create destructive events blamed on hostile invaders. All of this would be choreographed to throw society into panic and confusion. Amid the chaos, Cabal spokespeople could present themselves with a unique solution. A tightly controlled global regime to protect humanity from the supposed alien threat. Make no mistake, dear ones. This entire narrative is a planned hoax. A desperate attempt by the Dark Ones to push humanity into a grid of world control under the guise of security. But in creating this grand deception, the Cabal has seriously underestimated two important factors. First, they underestimate the sheer intensity of the light from source that is flooding the earth right now. High-frequency divine energy is saturating your world, raising the vibration of everything it touches. Holographic illusions and lies cannot maintain their form in such a high-frequency environment. They will falter and dissolve like shadows in the morning sun. Second, they cannot explain the tremendous number of awakened souls incarnated on Earth today. Never before have so many enlightened beings, starseeds, lightworkers, and old souls been focusing their intention together. This global network of higher consciousness creates a stabilizing field around the planet. Any false narrative injected into this field will meet with immediate scrutiny and intuitive resistance. In short, their spectacle is inherently fragile. It depends on fear and ignorance to succeed. And there is less and less of both remaining in the collective. Their plan is doomed to fragment under the weight of its own false drama. We predict that if they attempt to execute it, cracks in the illusion will appear almost immediately. This will accelerate the awakening of even more people. Despite this, the organizers may still ignite their scheme, hoping that a brief surge of panic can save their agenda. But we assure you that even in this scenario, their efforts will quickly collapse in the light of truth. From our higher dimensional perspective, we see that this attempted coup already contains the seeds of its own destruction. Every piece of technology the Cabal can use to execute this false invasion registers as a disturbance in Earth's subtle energy grid. Ground-based emitters, energy grids, orbital projectors, and relay satellites all appear as disturbances. The Galactic Federation fleets, along with our allies from Andromeda, Arcturus, and Sirius, continuously monitor these energy signatures. We maintain a grid of crystalline sensors around the planet, an etheric network tuned to detect unnatural frequency spikes and manipulations. Although we honor the law of free will and do not interfere with human choices, we are permitted to intervene when destructive actions would violate cosmic boundaries. If the Cabal pushes a transmission or weapon that exceeds what is allowed, frequencies that would cause undue harm or infringe upon the free will of the soul on a massive level, we have the means to dampen and deflect those signals. In fact, every time the conspirators have conducted secret tests or trials of their holographic and electromagnetic systems, we have quietly intercepted and diffused key elements of those signals. They have found their machines mysteriously malfunctioning, their test runs producing only dim lights or distorted effects. These failures are not accidents. They are the result of our light technology subtly counteracting their dark transmissions. Each attempt they make only serves to further expose their limitations. Their engineers are becoming frustrated. Their confidence in pulling off the big show is eroding. In parallel with these protective measures, we are working on subtle plans to prepare humanity for any remnants of the Cabal's plan. Millions of you are receiving gentle warnings and insights through dreams, meditations, and intuitive hunches. You may experience déjà vu or a sudden inner knowing that if an alien invasion were announced, it would not seem real to you. These are examples of the preventive signs we are planting among the population. The effect is powerful. When and if the Cabal attempts to stage its sky attack drama, a significant portion of people will simply not believe it. Instead of widespread hysteria, there will be many who remain calm and even find the spectacle absurd. For example, some may look at the ships projected in the sky and respond with a derisive laugh instead of panic. These reactions, even among a minority, will be enough to shatter the intended narrative of fear. The Cabal's plan depends on near-universal terror to succeed. It cannot withstand people pointing out the illusion. Your calm discernment is incredibly powerful. Each clear-sighted individual contributes to the collective resistance that ensures this grand hoax, if attempted, will quickly fail. Your simplest and most powerful contribution during this time is to remain centered, aware, and calmly discerning. We encourage you to approach the world as you would a lucid dream. Once you perceive the nature of the illusion, fear loses its power over you. Observe sensational events or news with gentle detachment rather than immediate alarm. If something feels strange or manipulative, trust that feeling and remain curious rather than fearful. Some practical habits will help you maintain this clarity. Take regular breaks from the flood of news and social media. Even a day or two offline can clear your mind and allow inner guidance to emerge. Balance screen time with moments of silence or time in nature, where your higher wisdom can reach you. Keep your body hydrated with pure water to support your energy flow and clarity. Practice deep, rhythmic breathing. For example, inhale for a count of 6, hold for 6, and exhale for 6 to calm your nerves. As you breathe, visualize a pillar of divine light flowing through your crown and filling your entire being, then expanding around you in a protective cocoon. These simple practices strengthen your aura and keep you grounded. They ensure that if fear-based illusions arise, you will meet them with a clear mind and steady heart rather than panic. Whenever you hear frightening rumors or dramatic headlines, whether about an impending invasion or any other dire scenario, immediately return to your heart center. This is your sanctuary of truth. Place your hand on your heart, breathe slowly and affirm to yourself, I am filled with divine light, and no deception can take hold in me. These words spoken with intention align your energy with truth and dispel any creeping fear. They remind you that you carry a spark of the infinite creator within you. In this state of alignment, you become impervious to manipulation. Remember also that any genuine contact from our galactic family will come with love and peace, never with fear or demands. Benevolent beings uplift your spirit and honor free will. If any event or message instills terror and insists that you submit or obey, know that it is a fabrication. True messengers of light empower your sovereignty and calm you. Your heart knows the difference instantly. Trust it. By remaining centered in your heart and trusting your inner guidance, you will navigate any attempt at confusion with grace and clarity. Now let's talk about the brighter horizon that lies just beyond this drama. When the illusion fails, humanity will experience a momentous turning point. The exposure of such a grand deception will shatter the last remnants of blind faith in the old authorities. In this space of awakening, long-suppressed advances and truths will emerge freely. Expect innovative energy technologies to present themselves, providing clean and abundant energy for all. Healing methods that have been hidden can finally be shared openly, leading to cures and advances in wellness. Communities will reorganize based on cooperation and transparency. As corrupt systems of control collapse under their own weight, a spirit of unity will spread across the planet. As people recognize that we are one human family with a common destiny in this new atmosphere of openness, our Galactic Federation and other benevolent star nations will be able to engage with humanity more directly, without fear or secrecy. The full disclosure of our presence and assistance will become possible in the climate of trust that follows. Dear ones, this collapse of the old and dawn of the new is the flowering of the timeline we have all been working toward. During this transition, remember your role as light bearers. You did not come to Earth simply to observe these changes, but to assist and guide. When the truth is revealed and many around you are in shock or confusion, you will be the steady light of calm and wisdom they need. By remaining grounded and compassionate, you will reassure those who are fearful. You can tell them, we will be okay. This needed to happen so we could build something better. Your confidence and gentle assurance will help others find hope and balance. Share your knowledge only when people are ready to hear it, and always without judgment. Many will go through anger, grief, or disbelief as they awaken. You may be tempted to say, I told you so. But remember that everyone's awakening process is delicate. Be patient and listen. Offer help where you can. Most importantly, demonstrate through your own behavior that peace and unity are possible. When others see that you are not afraid, it will inspire them to discover the same strength within themselves. As the old narrative collapses, it is also important to extend compassion to all souls involved, even those who played the darkest roles. This is a high calling, but it will set you free. Understand that many individuals who served the Cabal were trapped in cycles of fear and deception. Some were raised in darkness and knew no other way. Others were seduced by the allure of power. At the soul level, even these beings have the potential to awaken and seek redemption when surrounded by enough love. This does not excuse their actions, but it allows you to release the hatred from your heart. Forgiving does not mean forgetting or tolerating harm. It means that you choose not to carry the poison of anger into the new earth. By forgiving, you set yourselves free. You break the cycle of vengeance and pain that dark beings depended on to keep humanity trapped. When we respond to evil with unity and love, we take away its power. We ask you to cultivate an attitude of compassion and mercy even as justice is served. The sooner we dissolve the US versus them mentality, the sooner we will heal as a human family and move forward. Know that on the higher planes, the outcome is already decided. The plans of darkness are undone, and light has prevailed. Your steadfast love is the final seal on this victory. Dear ones, it all comes back to your inner connection with Source. Your consciousness is the sacred ground where this final drama is transcended. No matter what swirls around you, remember that you carry the spark of the Creator within. Make it a daily practice, especially in the morning, to align with this divine light. Even a few minutes of meditation or prayer before starting your routine can set the tone for your entire day. Place yourself in a space of peace. Breathe deeply. Affirm your oneness with the infinite. For example, I am one with the divine light. I am guided and protected. and visualize a golden light filling your heart and radiating around you. This simple exercise raises your vibration and establishes an unshakable foundation of serenity. By starting your day rooted in Source, you become much less susceptible to any external fears or turbulence. You carry an aura of calm that the chaos of the world cannot easily penetrate. This is how you prepare yourself spiritually and energetically, ensuring that when larger events unfold, you remain centered and clear. As you move through the day, strive to maintain that center. There will still be challenges and emotional triggers, but you can choose to respond from your higher self rather than react from fear. If disturbing news or events arise, take a deep breath and return to the role of observer. Remember that you are a soul experiencing a temporary scenario, and that all things ultimately serve the growth of consciousness. Think of fear as dark smoke that only spreads if people allow it in. Your inner light and wisdom act as a strong, clear flame that causes the smoke to dissipate. The more individuals hold this light, the less any dark scheme can take root. In fact, this is already happening now. Every time you personally overcome fear and choose love, you send out a vibration that strengthens the entire collective. Over time, the old fear-based tricks simply fail to elicit the same reaction in humanity. The propaganda and panic that once controlled the masses are losing their power. This is how your inner mastery creates change in the outer world. As within, so without. In addition to nurturing the light within, remember the strength that lies in unity. Reach out and connect with like-minded soul family. When you join with even a few others to meditate or pray for peace, your intentions are magnified exponentially. Gathering in small circles, either in person or virtually, to hold visions of love and healing creates a powerful field that covers the surrounding area. As you sit in a shared moment of stillness, breathing as one, and perhaps visualizing a sphere of golden light around the group, you are building an energetic safety net for humanity. These group energies directly counterbalance any lower vibrations that may be transmitted. If a frightening scenario is released, those of you who have cultivated inner peace together will stand firm in serenity. Your calm presence will be an anchor for others in your community, gently reminding everyone close to you of their own inner strength. In this way, unity and collective meditation become a great shield of light, one that the forces of fear cannot penetrate. Finally, dear ones, anchor all these high-frequency understandings into everyday action. Continue to step out of the drama by living in a centered and compassionate way. Take regular breaks from the noise of the media and engage with the real world around you. Replace scrolling through misfortune with activities that nourish the soul. Walk under the sky, tend to plants, create art, or share laughter with friends. Reconnect with the community through simple acts of kindness. Perhaps lend a hand to a neighbor, share extra resources, or start a positive project in the area. Every generous act, no matter how small, sends waves of trust and solidarity through the collective field, directly undermining the CABAL'S agenda of fear and division. You can also keep a journal of gratitude and synchronicities. Write down the small blessings and signs of guidance each day. This practice trains the mind to focus on evidence of divine support in your life. It reminds you that you are always guided and supported by a loving universe. By living in such a conscious and mindful way, you effectively step out of the old matrix of fear. You begin to inhabit the higher reality of love and unity, which is exactly the frequency of the new earth that you came here to anchor. In fact, you are already helping to seed this brighter reality with every high vibrational choice you make. Know that we share these words with great joy and optimism, for we already see the first light of a golden age emerging on earth. Trust that the divine plan is unfolding perfectly, and that nothing can stop the awakening of humanity. Move courageously toward this new dawn with open hearts, knowing that in the end, love prevails over all. This awakening is not just about resisting final attempts at control. It is about recognizing the immense power you have always had as conscious, creative beings. Every moment you choose love over fear, every act of compassion you offer, every vision of a better world you hold, all of this is literally weaving the reality of the new earth. You are not victims of circumstance. You are the architects of a new world, and that work of construction is already well underway. The events that may unfold in the coming times, including any attempt at a false invasion, are really the last desperate attempts of a system that has already lost. The real battle is not happening in the skies or in secret war rooms. It is happening in the hearts and minds of humanity. And in that battle, the light has already won. When we look from our perspective in the higher dimensions, we see a humanity that is rapidly remembering its divine nature. We see communities forming based on love and cooperation. We see technologies being developed that work in harmony with nature. We see healing systems emerging that treat not just the body, but the whole person. We see artists creating beauty that lifts the spirit. We see educators teaching children about their connection to all life. We see leaders emerging who serve the common good rather than their own interests. We see a new economy based on contribution rather than extraction. All of this is already happening now, growing like seeds beneath the surface of the old reality. The potential attempt at a false alien invasion is like a desperate person trying to stop an avalanche by throwing pebbles. It may make some noise. It may even cause some temporary confusion, but it cannot stop the massive force of change that is already in motion. The consciousness of humanity has already fundamentally shifted. There is no turning back. Does this mean you can relax in the confidence that the best outcome is already assured? In a way, yes. But that doesn't mean your work is done. On the contrary, it means your work now becomes even more important. As light bearers during this transition, you are the bridges between the old world and the new. Your role is to hold steady in the new frequency even when the old is still trying to cling on. It is to radiate calm when others are panicking. It is to offer clarity when others are confused. It is to demonstrate that another way of being is possible. This is what you came to do, and you are doing it magnificently. Every person who finds peace through your example becomes another stable point of light. Every heart that opens through your compassion adds its energy to the collective field of the new earth. Every mind that finds clarity through your shared wisdom helps dispel the confusion that the controllers depend on. You are like lighthouses in a storm. You cannot stop the storm directly, but you can offer a safe reference point for others to find their way home. And as more lighthouses come on, the storm loses its power to disorient and frighten. Eventually, it passes completely, leaving a cleaner and clearer world. This process is already well underway. What you can expect to see in the coming months and years is an acceleration of this cleansing. Corrupt systems revealing themselves and collapsing. Long-hidden truths coming to light. People in positions of power being exposed for their actions. Suppressed technologies being released. Hidden healing methods being shared. But you will also see the positive side of this cleansing. Communities coming together to support one another. Innovators finding creative solutions to old problems. Artists and visionaries inspiring others with new possibilities. Young leaders emerging with a natural understanding of how to create a better world. You will see nature beginning to heal as destructive practices are abandoned. You will see technologies being developed that work with natural systems rather than against them. You will see forms of agriculture that regenerate the land rather than deplete it. You will see energy sources that are clean and abundant. You will see new models of education that honor children's creativity and natural wisdom. You will see healthcare systems that focus on prevention and whole person healing. You will see economic structures that reward contributions to the common good. You will see forms of government that truly serve the people. All of this is already beginning. The question is not whether it will happen, but how quickly it can manifest. And that depends on how many people like you hold the vision clearly and work actively to make it real. Every act of love accelerates the process. Every moment of peace adds stability. Every vision of a better world adds creative energy. So don't worry too much about the desperate plans of the controllers. They are like people trying to stop a river by building a sand dike. They may create a temporary pause, but the river always finds its way. And the river of awakened consciousness is now an unstoppable force. Instead, focus on being the best human beings you can be. Cultivate peace in your hearts. Practice love in your relationships. Express creativity in your work. Share wisdom with those who are ready to listen. Serve your community in ways that bring joy. This does not mean you should completely ignore what is happening in the world. Stay informed. But don't let yourself be consumed by drama and negativity. Use discernment to distinguish between useful information and propaganda designed to create fear. Stay connected to reliable sources, but also trust your inner guidance. If you hear about attempts to create false flag events or any kind of staging, receive the information calmly. Share it with others who may benefit, but always in a way that empowers rather than frightens. Remember that fear is the fuel these schemes need to function. When you respond with love and clarity, you cut off their fuel supply. Remember also that you are not alone in this work. Millions of others around the planet are doing exactly the same thing as you. They are choosing love over fear, truth over illusion, unity over division. When you meditate and connect with your higher nature, you are literally connecting with this cosmic network of awakened consciousness. You are receiving downloads of information, healing energy, and clear guidance. You are also contributing your own unique perspective and energy to the greater collective. This connection is one of the reasons why the controllers' schemes cannot succeed. They are trying to deceive a humanity that is increasingly connected to higher sources of truth. It is not because they lack the technology or resources to try. It is because they no longer have an audience naive enough to believe. The collective consciousness of humanity has evolved beyond the point where such deceptions can be effective. This represents a monumental victory for the human species. It means that you are graduating from a phase of development where you were easily manipulated to a phase where you are sovereign and conscious of your own experience. It is a transformation that many civilizations take millions of years to achieve. You are doing it in decades. This acceleration is possible because of the unique energies that are bathing your planet during this period. High-frequency cosmic energies that are catalyzing the awakening of human consciousness. These energies will continue to intensify, making it increasingly difficult to maintain illusions or lies of any kind. What this means in practical terms is that in the coming years, you will see increasing transparency in all areas of life. Secrets that have been kept for decades or centuries will come to light. People in positions of power will find it increasingly difficult to hide their true intentions and actions. Corruption in all forms will be exposed and removed. This may create some temporary turbulence as old systems collapse and new ones are built. But it is necessary turbulence, like the cleaning that happens when you reorganize a house that has been messy for years. The end result is a much cleaner, more organized and functional space. During this period of cleaning and reorganization, your role as lightworkers becomes even more important. You are the ones who can remain calm during the storm. The ones who can see the bigger picture when others are focused only on the immediate chaos. The ones who can remind others that this turbulence is temporary and that something much better is emerging. This role does not require you to be perfect or to have all the answers. It only requires you to be authentic in your connection to love and truth. When you speak from this place of authenticity, others can sense your sincerity and find comfort in it. When you act from this place of genuine love, you inspire others to find the same love within themselves. Remember that each person is unique in their journey of awakening. Some awaken through crisis, others through inspiration. Some need to question everything, others need to feel unconditional love. Some learn through study, others through direct experience. Honor these differences and offer the kind of support that each person needs. This means that sometimes your role is to share information, other times it is simply to listen. Sometimes it is offering guidance, other times it is demonstrating possibilities through your own example. Sometimes it is being a voice of reason, other times it is being a shoulder to cry on. Trust your inner guidance to know what kind of support to offer in each situation. What is most important is to maintain your own center of love and peace. When you are centered, you naturally know how to respond to any situation in a way that serves the greater good. When you are at peace, you radiate an energy that calms others. When you are connected with love, you automatically see the best in others and help them find the best in themselves. This is the true technology that will neutralize any attempt at manipulation or control. It is not an external technology, but a technology of consciousness. The technology of an open heart, a clear mind, and a spirit connected to Source. It is a technology that every human being has access to, but many have forgotten how to use. Those of you who have remembered how to access this inner technology are the teachers for those who are still learning. Not teachers in the sense of giving lectures or being authoritarian, but teachers through living example. When others see that peace is possible, they naturally want to know how to find the same peace. When they see love in action, they want to learn how to love in that way. This kind of teaching by example is the most powerful because it bypasses the mental resistance that many people have to new ideas. You are not trying to convince anyone of anything through arguments. You are simply living an attractive alternative. And when people see this alternative working, they naturally want to know more. This is one of the reasons why it is so important to take care of your own energy and well-being. It is not selfish to focus on your own growth and healing. It is a service to all of humanity. The more healed and whole you become, the more effective you are in helping others find their own healing and wholeness. This means doing the things that nourish your soul. Spend time in nature if it energizes you. Practice art or music if it inspires you. Study subjects that expand your understanding. Connect with people who support and encourage you. Take care of your body through exercise, good nutrition, and adequate rest. It also means clearing old patterns that no longer serve you, letting go of resentments you carry, healing emotional wounds that keep you stuck in the past, transforming limiting beliefs that hold you back from growth. This inner work is sometimes challenging, but it is essential to becoming the bright beacons of light that the world needs. Remember that this work of cleansing and healing does not have to be done alone. There are many resources available to support you. Skilled therapists, support communities, spiritual practices, energy healing modalities. There is also much support available from higher dimensions through prayer, meditation, and conscious connection with your spirit guides. Do not hesitate to ask for help when you need it, both practical help from other human beings and spiritual help from higher dimensions. The universe is constantly offering support, but you need to be open to receiving it. This sometimes means putting pride aside and admitting that you cannot do everything on your own. In fact, learning to receive support is an important part of your spiritual development. It teaches humility, which balances confidence. It teaches you about interconnectedness, which dissolves the illusion of separation. It teaches you about flow, which allows energy to move freely through your lives. When you allow support to flow to you, you also become more able to allow support to flow through you to others. You become clear channels for love, wisdom, and healing energy. This amplifies your effectiveness as lightworkers exponentially. This is the dynamic that is creating the global transformation we are witnessing. It is not a small group of people trying to save the world through heroic individual effort. It is a growing network of people who have learned to work in harmony with greater forces of love and light. Each additional person who joins this network multiplies the power of the entire network. It is like adding candles to a dark room. The first candle makes a big difference. The second candle doubles the light. But as more candles are lit, the light grows exponentially until the entire room is brightly lit. Darkness cannot resist when there is enough light present. This is what is happening on Earth right now. There is enough light present to dispel even the most elaborate illusions. The schemes of the controllers, including any attempt at a false invasion, are like magic tricks being performed under bright lights. Everyone can see how the tricks are done. That does not mean they will not try. Desperate people sometimes do irrational things. But it does mean that any attempt will be largely ineffective and may even hasten their own collapse. Each failed attempt at manipulation exposes their true intentions and methods more clearly. So we encourage you not to waste too much energy worrying about what the controllers might try to do. Instead, invest your energy in building the reality you want to see. Focus on creating more love, more peace, more abundance, more joy in your own lives and communities. When you do this, you are literally building the new earth. Every act of love is like laying a brick in the foundation of the new world. Every moment of peace is like adding stability to the structure. Every expression of creativity is like adding beauty to the design. This work of construction is infinitely more powerful and lasting than any work of destruction that others may be doing. Destruction may seem dramatic and receive more attention, but creation is what truly changes the world, and you are the creators. Remember this, especially if dramatic events begin to unfold in the coming months. If attempts to create false alien attacks or other false flag events occur, maintain your perspective. These are the last gasps of a dying system. They are not signs that the controllers are gaining power. They are signs that they are losing power. Respond to such events with compassion for those who may be frightened, but do not allow yourselves to be drawn into the drama. Stay focused on the positive work you are doing. Continue to build bridges of love and understanding. Continue to plant seeds of hope and possibility. Remember that you are living through one of the most extraordinary periods in human history. Future generations will look back on this time with awe at what has been accomplished. You are the heroic ancestors that future generations will thank for having the courage to transform the world. This knowledge can provide perspective when times seem challenging. You are not just surviving a difficult period. You are actively participating in the creation of a new and better world. You are making history in the best way possible. And know that you are not doing this alone. In addition to the support you receive from each other here on Earth, you have the support of countless beings in higher dimensions. We of the Galactic Federation are only one part of a vast network of consciousnesses that are invested in the success of humanity. This network includes your own higher aspects, your personal spirit guides, angelic beings, ascended masters, and representatives from many galactic civilizations. All are working together to ensure that this transition is as smooth and successful as possible. When you consciously connect with this network through meditation, prayer, or simply clear intention, you access resources of wisdom, energy, and guidance that far exceed what any individual could possess alone. You become conduits for much greater forces of light and love. This connection also reminds you that the work you are doing has implications that extend far beyond Earth. The transformation you are facilitating here is being observed and celebrated throughout the galaxy. Your successes inspire other worlds that are undergoing their own transitions. Your methods and discoveries become resources for future transformations elsewhere. In other words, you are pioneers not only for humanity, but for the evolution of consciousness on cosmic scales. This is an extraordinary privilege and responsibility. but it is also a reminder that you have far more support available than you can imagine. When you begin to doubt your ability to make a difference, or when you feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the work, remember this cosmic perspective. You are part of a much larger project of spiritual transformation that has the support of some of the most advanced and loving intelligences in the universe. This project cannot fail because it is aligned with the fundamental forces of evolution and growth that drive all of creation. It may encounter temporary obstacles, it may face resistance from old systems, but its overall direction is assured by the very nature of reality. Reality is fundamentally benevolent. Life naturally evolves in directions of greater complexity, beauty, and consciousness. Love is a more powerful force than fear. Truth is more stable than illusion. These are not just optimistic beliefs, but fundamental laws of how the universe works. The controllers have tried to create systems based on opposite principles, systems based on fear, scarcity, domination, and deception. Such systems may function temporarily through brute force, but they are inherently unstable. Eventually, they collapse under the weight of their own contradictions. This is what we are witnessing now, the collapse of systems based on principles that contradict the fundamental laws of reality, and the emergence of new systems based on principles that are aligned with these laws. It is a transformation that was inevitable. The only question was when and how it would happen. Those of you who are aware of this transformation have the privilege of consciously participating in its manifestation. Instead of simply being carried along by the wave of change, you can help direct it. You can help ensure that it happens in the most harmonious and beneficial way possible. That is the true meaning of being a lightworker during these times. It is not just about resisting the darkness, although that is sometimes necessary. It is primarily about sowing and nurturing the light. It is about being an active agent in creating the world you know is possible. As we look from our perspective in the higher dimensions, we see that this world is already emerging. We see the seeds you have planted beginning to sprout. We see the connections you have made beginning to form networks. We see the vision you have held beginning to manifest in physical form. The world you have dreamed of is coming, not in some distant future, but now. Every act of love accelerates its arrival. Every moment of peace stabilizes its manifestation. Every expression of truth strengthens its foundation. That is why we encourage you to continue the magnificent work you are doing, even when progress seems slow, even when you face resistance, even when you doubt your own effectiveness. You are making much more of a difference than you can see from your limited perspective within the human experience. From our broader perspective, we can see the impact of every gesture of kindness, every sincere prayer, every moment of forgiveness. We can see how these energies spread through the collective field, touching lives in ways you may never know directly. We can see how the silent work of millions of lightworkers is literally transforming reality. This is real. You are truly creating a new world, and we are here to support you every step of the way. Keep shining your light, dear ones. Keep sharing your love. Keep holding the vision. The future of humanity is in your capable and loving hands. And know that no matter what the controllers may try in the coming months, including any attempt at a false alien invasion, you have already won. The light has already prevailed. Love has already triumphed. You are simply watching the final details of a transformation that is already complete at the higher levels of reality. Relax into that certainty. Let it bring peace to your hearts and confidence to your steps. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came here to do. And you are doing it perfectly. With infinite love and deep admiration for your courage and dedication, we of the Galactic Federation bless you and thank you for all that you are and all that you do. The entire galaxy is rooting for you, and together, we are creating something truly magnificent. Until we meet again in the frequencies of love and light, remain in peace, remain in joy, remain in the certainty that you are deeply loved and eternally supported. The best is yet to come, and you are the ones bringing it into reality.